What's going on, guys? It is your boy, Coach Reed, your mindset and fitness coach. I want to ask you a question. If you went to work every day and you had a boss who constantly put you down, who constantly demeaned you, constantly called you negative things, constantly told you you can't do stuff, constantly told you you're a POS, constantly told you you suck, constantly told you that, you'll never accomplish this, you'll never get promoted, you're a piece of you know what. If you had a person that you work for or someone in your life that said those things to you, how would you feel? Would you continue to want to work for them? Would you want to hang out with that family member, that friend? Would you even respect the person that was saying those things? Now, I want to flip that. Why is it that you get the opportunity to say those things to yourself? Now, this isn't one of those kumbaya, be happy about everything moments. This is one of those where I understand that there are things about yourself that you want to change. There's things about you that you do not like and that you are working actively to change, or that maybe that won't change. But why are you so hypercritical of yourself? Why are you constantly demeaning yourself? Why are you constantly telling yourself what you can and can't do? Why are you constantly setting yourself up for failure by simply beating yourself up? Now, this isn't to say if you're overweight not to call yourself overweight. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room, right? No pun intended. Acknowledge the elephant in the room. It's this hypercritical thing where no matter what you do, it's not good enough. No matter what weight you pick up, you're like, I should have done this, I should have done that. No matter what race you run, I should have done this, I should have. It's this constant hypercritical awareness of yourself that is putting you down. So back to my original question, if you had a boss that did that to you, you would want to get away from them. If you had a wife or a husband or a girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever, a partner who is constantly saying those things, you would want to get away from them. However, you sit in that. You sit in the car and you put yourself down. You go home, you put yourself down. You try something new, you put yourself down. You go to work, you put yourself down. You're putting yourself down constantly. And all of that negative self-talk in your head, how do you expect to be able to show up in the world? How do you expect to have confidence in yourself? How do you expect to even love yourself? Now, again, I'm not this kumbaya, love yourself, hippie talk, right? But there is some value in loving yourself, or there is some value in believing in the things that you know you are capable of doing. But we talk ourselves out of things. It's either fear or this doubt or this negative hypocritical voice that is constantly telling us we're not good enough, we're not good enough, we're not good enough. And no matter how you try to silence that voice, it comes back that says you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. But what you're failing to see is all of the stuff that you are good at. You're failing to see that you did pick up that weight. Why it wasn't perfect, you did pick up that weight. What you're failing to see is that you have been successful in other areas of your life. What you're failing to see is that you do have some gifts and some lights and some things that you bring to the world. And instead of seeing those things and acknowledging those things, you are negative and you're putting yourself down. And studies have shown that the more negative self-talk you have, the more negative you are in general, and the less likely you are to accomplish your goals. So I'm just here to get you to possibly reflect or to think a little bit different about how you speak to yourself. Because again, that person that is constantly negative to you, that constantly telling you this and that, you can't do this, you don't want to be around that person. You don't. So don't be that person to yourself. Don't be the person who's always telling yourself what you can and can't do, or setting these limitations on yourself of what you're able to accomplish. And it wasn't until I got in a room and I started reading books about growth and I started reading, different things, and I started really believing and reflecting on the things that I know that I'm good at and how I show up in the world. And understanding that I am not going to be perfect at everything, but damn, I am good at some things, and I'm going to acknowledge that. So when I step into a room, I'm like, yeah, I can communicate real well. I can. When I step into a room, I know that I can feel people's energy and lock into those people. Now, I might not be the smartest in different areas. I'm not going to beat myself up about that. But I am going to acknowledge the things that I'm good at. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that I've built a business from nothing. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that I'm a great husband. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that I'm a great father. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that I do show up in the world in a big way. And I'm not going to beat myself down every single time I make a mistake, because mistakes are part of life. But if you are that person who is hypercritical about yourself, I challenge you to start writing down some things that you are good at. Start writing down some things that get you fired up and that allow you to lock into whatever goal that it is that you want to accomplish. Because I get sick and tired of people coming through my gym doors and they already have lost. You've already lost because of the words you say and the thoughts that you think. Rather than even trying or giving it an attempt or doing the training or doing the process or whatever it is, you're negative, and that is keeping you from getting to your thing. Hope that makes sense, guys. We have to going into 2025, this new year. I hate this new year, new me stuff, but we have to start at least acknowledging that we have some things we need to change. And if negative self-talk is the thing that is just burying you underneath of doubt and fear and insecurity, it's time to start addressing those problems. It's time to sit in a freaking room with yourself and start seeing yourself for who you are and the things that you can improve and the things that you already are great at, and acknowledge the fact that you go out there in the world and you're actually great and you're actually a light and you're actually somebody's like everything. Just remember that. I just rambled on for about 5 minutes, but hopefully you guys understand the point. If you do, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. All of those subscriptions and comments and likes and all those things get this stuff pushed into the algorithm. Again, guys, I love you. Hopefully you found something that I say, inspiring, motivating, or just makes you think a little bit different. I am your boy, Coach Reed, and I am out.